Ya tu algo, ya tu 361 degrees. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya hakamu, ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo. Ya tu algo, 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 ya tu algo.
One, two, mic check, mic check. If y'all can hear me, let me know. What's up?
Ya tu
Boom.
alco, ya tu
19,
alco, ya tu alco, ya tu alco,
73,
ya tu alco,
103. I want to say peace
ya
to
tu
the society,
alco, ya tu
peace
alco,
to everybody
ya
in
tu
the
alco.
state. We are about to start the show. Thank you for everybody that supports the movement.
Ya tu alco,
Shout out to
ya
Sister
tu
Angela in
alco,
the building.
ya tu alco, ya tu alco, ya
Go
tu
All Stars.
alco, ya tu alco, ya tu alco, ya tu alco.
All right, so I'm about to begin shortly, and I want to say thank you for your time, thank you for your presence. Peace to the Messiah. And as you know, a new book has dropped. It's called The Cube. You can get the book on Amazon on Kindle right now, but the paperback should be dropping probably in the next couple days. All right. So if you want to check that out, you can get it from Kindle for $3.83 if you're interested in the Cube. So I will be sharing information about that. First, I would like to formally introduce myself. And like I said, if you can hear me loud and clear, let me know before I begin. All right. Let me know before I begin if you can hear me loud and clear. Boom. Can you hear me loud and clear? All right. Just a question. Just a question before I begin. Can you hear me loud and clear? Yes. Sister Angela said, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. It sounds like an echo. I don't understand that one. That's blowing my mind. But if it sounds clear, we're going to be. She said, crystal clear. Please make sure your networks are on point. Please. Please make sure your networks are on point. Yes, now the music is down. I can hear you crystal clear. All right, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. So, I want to begin the discussion. I want to have a great topic. I got a great topic that I want to talk about today. Of course, we're going to elaborate on the subject of the cube, the matrix, how to break and free yourself from the matrix. Now, remember, the matrix is home. So, if you would like to be born again, this information is in light of that. You get a chance to be a new person. You got a new beginning. You got a new path to start new. All right. If anything, I can tell you. Okay. So let me first introduce myself. I am Silicon Supreme 131 Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code Movement. All right. What is a Messiah? Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular cause. Messiah is also one who is preparated for war. All right, that's what I want to let y'all know. So the war is within. If anything, I can tell you, that's the first battle that you must fight and conquer. Free your mind or think outside the box of sort. Okay, and no one knows you like you. If anything, I can say, you know yourself. You know who you are, and you know a lot of the challenges that you must overcome. All right. So I'm here today to show you different ways to overcome those challenges. All right. So yeah. Again, I'm going to be sharing some information. I'm going to be reading chapter 8 of the Cube book. I'm going to be reading chapter 8 of the Cube, so we're going to talk about that. I also will be doing readings tonight. If I could, I'm going to be doing some readings. If everything goes well, we're going to do a couple readings tonight as well with the magic stones known as the purple pill. All right. So now let's begin. Let's begin the discussion and let's have a little talk. All right. Hey, shout out to Larkeisha. Peace. Thank you for your time. Messiah Go All Star. Thank you for your return. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I really hope it's really entertaining as well as informative. And if you can you please share the video like 10 times? You can. For real, I want 10 out of 10 if I can. Just share it any way you want. Don't mind. And my account isn't monetized, so I'm not getting paid for that. I just want to get across good information to the people. All right? But I want to say thank y'all. All right, so the first thing that we should know that is 361 degrees in a circle. If anything I can tell y'all, excuse me, can y'all hear me better now? I didn't know if the microphone was off. Yo, like I was saying, it's 361 degrees in a circle. That's the first thing that we know. All right, it's 361 degrees in a circle. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me better now? I just want to know because I know I didn't have the microphone. I'm sorry. That's why I wanted to do a mic check, make sure everything was cool. Much better. Thank you, D. I appreciate it. Cool. I really appreciate it. So we here to help each other. Yes, much better. All right, we are here to help each other. So I want to say thank you. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna say this for everyone that if I have to formally introduce myself, I am Solar Prime Supreme 131 Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code Movement, also of the Dualu tribe. All right. So many ask, what is a Messiah? A Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. If anything, I can tell you, a Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. All right. So you have to be preparated for this war. The war is raging within. For you to not only break yourself out of the box, but for you to think outside of the box. You hear me? And not box yourself in. If anything, I can say. And not box yourself in. That is the goal here. Now, listen, I'm looking for people to support. If you can, please share the video. This message is very relevant to a couple people. It's very relevant. Now, I also will be doing something a little bit educational too, because I'm going to be reading from 2 chapters of the book of Revelation. And I know it's going to get heavy on here. So if you have a Bible, you can turn your Bible to Revelations. We're going to be going over Revelations chapter 20 and 21. We're going to be going over Revelation chapter 20 and 21 today, y'all. All right. First things first, I'm gonna read a little bit from the cube, and then I'm gonna read
the book of Revelation, and then I'm gonna elaborate on both subjects. All right. And then hopefully we can find ourselves out of this if we found ourselves in it. I'm gonna keep it real. All right. So as we know, it's 361 degrees in a circle. It is not 360. The idea is to break the loop. Please don't give me that stuff saying I got a nine or talking about the nine is the best number because it's not. That is the number that traps you within the square. All right. We deal with irrational numbers that go on forever, such as pi, such as Euler's number, such as the root of two, and such as pi. These are irrational numbers that have no ending to them. They have no pattern that is the same. And you can find yourself somewhere in pi. Let me keep it real, which is the real circle of life. And the only way you can find pi or 3.14 or Revelations chapter 3:14 is if you find the dot that's in the center of the circle. All right. So that's the important thing to know as a Messiah. And when you are operating from the dot, you see everything from the center of your being, no matter what it is, no matter what box they try to put you in, you operate from the center and you're able to move in and out of this mainframe the way you need to. All right. So, one thing I need to share with you is that we live in a new age. This age is called information, or some may call it in formation because we are in God's army, if anything I can tell you. But along with that, besides the fact that we are in God's army, one thing I need to say as far as information, that this is the age where everything will be revealed to you if you want it. Now you can decide to take whatever pill that you want to take. There are a series of pills. It's not like anyone is forcing you to choose anything, but you have a series of choices, which is the blue pill, the red pill, and of course, we chose the purple pill. And you might say, okay, well, I saw the movie. The blue pill is about forgetfulness. Yes, it's to forget oneself if someone tells you the truth. And then the red pill is to sacrifice someone that is important that gave you the truth. All right. And then what comes along with both is if you take the blue pill, you're given amulets of sort to wear so they will protect you for anyone that knows the truth and they might come up to approach you with the truth. So you may be seeming like you're camouflaged with the people that know the truth, but you really don't. And then with the red pill, instead of giving you amulets, they give you money. So you can just go so you don't have no remorse when you sacrifice someone. That's important. You keep it real. Because if you got money, you don't care about it. Like you don't have no remorse for sacrificing somebody. That's the same thing happened to a lot of people when they took that red pill. Keep it real. When someone gave them the truth. So I'm here just to share some information with you because I'm not going to say I'm teaching you anything. I'm just say I'm sharing it with you because it belongs to you. It's yours. It's part of the mainframe. Only thing you have to do is just tap into it. All right. So, like I said, anyone here can choose whatever choice they want to choose because it's up to you to choose it. All right. Now, let's start with the light DNA and the three dimensions of escape. I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to bring that to the topic of today's discussion. Okay. So this is chapter 8. And I'm skipping up to chapter 8 because I'm giving you a prequel of this book, but I really want to just tap into it because it's really relevant to tonight's topic. So it says this, chapter 8, light DNA and the three dimensions of escape. Every prison is built from agreement, okay? Whether they are adhesion contracts, y'all, or or whatever open contract, they're built from agreements, all right? The cube is no different. It was constructed by agreements of sight, sound, and feeling, all compacted into a field called reality. But reality at its root is not solid. It is a wave. Y'all hear me? It is a wave, a wave. It is breath. It is light spiraling into perception. Let me break this down real quick. Let me break this down real quick. It's a wave. It's a wave. Now, when it says it's a wave, man, you got to think about this. Everything condenses when you observe it. Like right now, if I'm not in your location, I am a wave. You condense the particles that make a wave to create a solid object based upon observation. All right. But it's also breath, because breath is consciousness, breath is God. Think about this. If somebody loses stop breathing, they lose consciousness. If you like, but you can resurrect somebody by giving them breath, by giving them consciousness. That's the only way I can explain it. All right. So when you breathe, you're actually breathing consciousness. Okay. So that's what this was talking about, how it spirals. And when you think about a spiral, it's different than going in circle. A lot of people talk about, oh, we move in cycles. But the cycles that they talk about are circles. And if you go in a circle, you go around and around the beginning. And then you never stop. You just never stop. And thus you are in a loop. You don't want to be in a loop. All right. But if you spiral, what do? You rise every time you come to the beginning. If your cycle moves in a spiral, what happens? You rise. You rise as you spiral. Am I right? I'm just saying. So cycles don't move like that. You should move in a spiral. That's what this is about when we talk about breaking or cracking the cube or getting out of the cube. Because the only way that you can get out of it, first of all, you need to know the dimensions of the cube. And we broke that down. We've been breaking all of this stuff down in the field. And I want to say shout out to everybody that answered the call right now. Because this is a phone call. Listen, they got us trapped in a mind or the matrix. They got us trapped in this. When y'all picked up this phone call, it was a way to get out of it. It was a way to get out of it. So first things first is you have to know the dimensions of the cube. You have to know the dimensions of the cube. That's your 120. This is your 120. Why do I say 120, y'all? Let's break down this 120 because I only have 120. What do you mean you got 120? Yeah, hold up. Let me count them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me count my toes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 120, yo. I got 120 on it. Who got 120 on it? Anybody else got 120 on it? Put 120 on it. Put it in the comment section if you got 120 on it. If you got 120 on it, put it in the comment section. I got 120. If you got 120 on this, put it in the comment section. If you only got 120. If you got 120, put it in the comment section. All right? Because I got 120. Angela said I got 120. Angela said I got 120. Anybody else got 120 on it? I need to know if anybody got 120 on it. You got 120 on it? Put that 120 on it if you got it. All right? So we gonna break out of this. Larkeisha said I got 120 on it. I'm gonna put 120 on it. Larkeisha said I'm gonna put a buck 20 on it. All right. So, you know, I'm gonna keep it 100. Now, now we got clarity. You know why? Because each of us put 120 on it. Each of us put 120 on it. That means we put it all. We put everything that we had in this. Everything that the universe gave us, provided for us. The direction that the universe took us through our feet, 10 toes down, 10 and 10, right? Am I right? We got 20 on it. We put it all on it and we gave everything that we had, the universe. All right? We gave everything. You get what I'm saying? So that's what this was about. But this goes back to Genesis chapter 6 verse 3. Because Genesis chapter 6 verse 3, it talks about how man was only given 120 years. The 120 years represented the 120 degrees of perception. It is how we see things. It's a realm of how we touch or how we create through our hands, and what we walk through our journey is how we see things through our perception. Yo, Larkeisha, we miss you too, yo. I'm gonna say this. Listen, I'm gonna stop the video and say this real quick. I really miss all y'all all stars that's coming back, like Pat Sam, Larkeisha, Angela, Mel. Man, I miss y'all. I miss connecting up with y'all. I miss y'all. Think I don't feel y'all energy when we here. It's different. I feel y'all energy, yo. Anybody coming in the building, state your name, put it in the comment section. You are relevant. I like it. You put 120 on it. Shout out to everybody putting 120 on it. This is clarity. You know why? Because it's 120 and 120. We both take one eye. We seeing through each other's eyes. That is 120 that God gave us as a symbol, or the universe gave us as a symbol to connect with each other. All right? To connect with each other. That's what the universe gave us. So we'll know how to connect with each other. So that's 2020 sight. So this is clarity. If anything, I can share with you. All right? So yeah. So now we know. I wanted to show y'all the dimensions of the cube, right? And we talk about operating from the dot, all of these things. And we broke it down. And I want to share this with you real quick. Let's break this down real quick, and then I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. All right, first things first, let's get down to it. All right, I start to build off with this because this is really important. This is really important to know about the cube. To know about the cube that they put us in. First, you got to know about the magic square of Saturn. In the Matrix, they had you on the phone. You had to call the operator before you can get out. If y'all hearing me out, in the Matrix, you had to call the operator. That's the same thing when you calling out to God, when you calling out to the universe, or you calling out to the angels, or you calling out to the protectors. You're really calling out to the operator, and the operator say, "Hello, hello," and you be like, and you be right like this. You're right. Hell is low. Hell is low. You hear what I'm saying? That's what happens. This is the secret. Hell is low. So you be like, okay, so you got to rise yourself. You got to raise to a higher state. That's why hell is low. Hello? Hello? So again, like I said, when you call the operator, excuse me, when you call the operator, you're calling out for an answer. Think about this. Watch this. You don't believe me? The Messiah said this, right? The Messiah said, look, he said, ask and ye shall receive, right? He said, ask and ye shall receive, right? He said, seek and you're going to find, right? And then he said, knock and the door shall be answered, right? That was an acronym. It was a secret word that he was giving y'all to ask. It's to ask. So now you're asking to make a connection because you're asking with your heart in the right place. You're seeking. You're seeking because you know one thing is, I'm gonna say this. When you're looking for the universe, you're looking for the universe with an open heart, but you looking with your eyes wide open as well. So you're able to observe what the universe has for you. All right. So another thing is you're knocking at the door. So the door of opportunity can be open for you to make this connection. But you got to be willing to step through the door, not just open it. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all can open the door, knock at the door. Somebody say, "Yo, come in," and you say, "God tell you to come in," and you knocking at the door all the time, and God is telling you to come in, but you decide to not come in. You decide to not to come in. It's almost like that. Keep it real, because when you look at the cube, it's basically a square. You look at your house as a square. You look at the buildings, they're a square. Times Square. You look at everything that they put us in is similar to a box, but nature doesn't build its fundamental routines upon a box. It builds it upon a spiral. It moves and it gradually goes up within space and time. All right. So these are the things that we learning through the idea of spiraling our thoughts and getting out of the cube. Now you have to know the dimensions of the cube that they put us in. It's based upon these numbers. When I told y'all to pick the numbers 1 through 31, I'm trying to tell y'all it was a secret to that because nobody has the opportunity to take the number 0. Which one of y'all was born on 0? Let me know. Nobody. Nobody was born on 0. The only thing or the only object here that was born on 0 is God. It's the source. Whatever you want to name it. You can name. I'm not here to do a name calling situation. That's not me. I call upon a number, and that number is 1. When I call upon God, I say it's only one God, but not in the aspect of how people say it's one God. I just say God is wholeness. God, universe, or whatever the source makes me feel whole. I am complete. I don't need nothing or anything when I am with it. I am all love when I am connected to it. All right. So that's what it's about. It's about feeling whole. You know, when you feel incomplete, that means you need to connect up with the source. Let me keep it real because it's wholeness. See, I asked myself that question, when I felt alone. The universe told me I gave you a loan. Now become a prophet. All right. Let me keep it real. Now, look at this. So let me share this with you. So now you got 1 through 31. So now you know it's a phone call. So when you got your calling represents your purpose. It represents the purpose that you here to fulfill. That's your calling. That's why this looks like the same numbers that you have to get. Like, you try to get in your phone. They say, what's the pass key? What's the passcode to get in your phone, right? And you say, oh man, you do all these passcodes and you can't get in the phone. Or rather, you can't get out of the cell, should I say. It's not like you can't get in your phone. It's like you can't get out of the cell. So you dial in the number, you trying to call up God's number. For real. You calling on God. You calling on the universe, but you keep on you don't get a call back. You don't get an answer. Nobody on the other line. You like, yo, pick up. And you looking for an answer in some sort of way. Okay? So whatever question that you got going on in your mind. All right? So that's why you must spiral, because now you're trapped in the box. You're trapped in the box. All right? Now they designed the box like a matrix. I told people when they came from the slave ships, Yeah, we came out of the slave ships, but they put us in a matrix after we freed ourselves from the slave ships or whatever dilemma was of the slave ship. All right. They threw us in the matrix. All right. So I wanted to break down some stuff in essence to Revelations chapter 20. And I want to connect these thoughts up, how these things connect. And if you have your Bible, you can read along with me. All right. And it's going to get real spooky. I'm not going to lie to you because men and women lie, but numbers don't lie, y'all. Yo, it's going to blow y'all mind. Like everything that I tell y'all today, it's going to blow y'all mind. But if you got um your Bible, you can pick up the book of Revelations because I'm going to be reading from there. All right. Revelations chapter 20. We're going to read chapter 20 and 21. All right. So, like I was saying, with this square of Saturn, they don't put a 0 on there because you got to know how to utilize binary in order to know the secret code in order to dial the 0. And who's the 0? The 0 is Saturn. Why? Because if you look at Saturn, Saturn looks like a circle with a dot in the middle. Does it not? It looks like a circle. You see the rings of Saturn, and then you see a dot, which is a planet in the middle. And it's not even a whole planet. But you see a ring of Saturn, you see the dot in the middle, which represents the circle, the 361 degrees. All right. So when you tap into Saturn, you utilize the number 15. You balance all the numbers here, but the only way you can dial number 15 is through binary. It's not what you think. It's like, I'm going to do all of this. No, you balance the numbers first on the pass key. You balance the numbers on the pass key first so they are all balanced. You have to balance it. Saturn is the 6th planet. You notice everything adds up to 6, right? You see that? So all the vibrations are correct. All the vibrations are correct. So that's why I'm telling you, like a lot of people can argue with me today or tonight. Men and women lie, but numbers don't lie. What I will present to you tonight, today, or wherever you are in time and space will be connected with the numbers or how they are relevant to life itself. That's the only thing I can say. And whatever I'm sharing with you is something that already belongs to you. All right. So we're almost coming upon 11/11. If you're on the East Coast, it's about to be 11/11. And at 11/11, we're going to do something. We're going to do something really nice. We're going to really tap into the energy as a little break in the building. We're going to continue it up. But we're going to tap into a little bit of healing. We're going to tap into love and life. All right. So when you balance Saturn, balance Saturn, the numbers of Saturn, what you realize is that you need binary in order to dial up 15. And the only way you can dial up 15 with binary is tapping 1, 1, 1, 1, which is 11/11. You hear me? That is binary. For anybody that know anything about binary, yes, 11/11 is number 15 on this pass key. So that's what got you out. Why? Because the Messiah rules over 11 o'clock at night, p.m. and 11 a.m. All right. Those are the 2 times that the Messiah proceeds over. He's or she is the 23rd elder and the 24th elder. So I got something for y'all, man. We're going to do a little bit of healing and we're going to tap into this healing energy because we're coming up on 11/11. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's tap into this healing energy. Let's get it. 11/11, wherever you at, turn it up. 11/11, y'all. It's 11. Boom. Put it up, y'all. We breaking out of the cube, y'all. Come on. Wherever you at, just take a deep breath, man. Come on. Take a deep breath. It's 11:11. That feel good, right? That feel good, right? Yo, that feel good, right? Yo, when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in what you want in your life, man. The things that you want: success, love, happiness, joy. When you breathe out all the things that don't belong to you. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Fill up your chest, your upper diaphragm. Don't fill up your stomach. Fill up your upper diaphragm. Deep breaths. We're going to do this for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna continue to build. We're going to do this for like one more minute. We're going to do this for one more minute, and then I'm going to go back to the build. All right? So we can have this healing. All right, let's go. Come on, y'all with it? Let's go. My fault. Sometimes y'all just gotta let it out. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all just gotta let it out. That's what it's all about. It's about taking a nice little breath, enjoying the moment. When you breathing in your nose, you are turning on what is called the dual modulating circuit. If anything I can share with you today, it's called the dual modulating circuit. You can't breathe out in your mouth to get it. To ignite the dual modulating circuit, you have to breathe in your nose. All right? And what you do is you create the dodecahedron. All right? The dodecahedron is when you put this up to your, to your head. That's a dodecahedron, because a dodecahedron has 12 pentagonal faces to it. All right. So you create the dodecahedron when you actually breathe in your nose. All right. You breathe in your nose. It's the dual modulating circuit. You might say, how is that? Because you got the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb, right? The olfactory bulb, you need the pineal gland needs the olfactory bulb in order to operate correctly in your meditative world. Like, you don't need any of these things in order to get in your meditational world. You don't need to put this on in order to get in your meditational world. I'm gonna keep it real. You can get in your meditational world by igniting the dual modulating circuit. The dual modulating circuit is the olfactory bulb and the pineal gland when they are connected together. All right. Now, when you are breathing through your nose, it goes and it ignites a pyramid, which is a fire in the middle. That's what pyramid means. Pyro means fire in the middle. Pyramid. All right. So it's the fire in the middle that goes up to the olfactory bulb and it makes it light up. It makes it light up purple. All right. It lights up purple when it's connected to your pineal gland. Now, your pineal gland is for your sight in your meditation. You utilize your pineal gland for like your meditative world, how you create the meditative world outside of the box. But you utilize your olfactory bulb to feel and remember certain things of that world. All right. Because when you smell certain things, it makes you remember certain things as well. But when you breathe in a certain way, it makes you remember the ancestors. All right. So now, let me move forward. Thank you. We just had some real good healing at 11:11. We had some real good healing at 11:11. All right. I'm going to continue with the discussion, and it's really going to get really heavy. All right. It's going to get real heavy. So I'm going to say thank you for your attendance. Sorry. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. All right. So, let me continue this discussion. All right. So I'm going to read from Revelations chapter 20. All right. So it says this. It says, if you have your Bible, you can pick up Revelations chapter 20. And I want to break it down a little bit. So it says this, and I saw an angel come down from heaven. Listen, having the key to the bottomless pit. Having the key to the bottomless pit. So many thought the bottomless pit to be some like place that I don't know. It's like a place that people fall forever. And that's not the case, because the universe is that way. If the Most High would be the Most High would be the most low as well. Let me keep it real. Because it's no direction that Allah isn't. That's what the Quran says. That's why we operate from the dot. Okay? But it says this. Look at this. A key, look at this. And a great chain in his hand. That chain represents the algorithm, because the bottomless pit is really a mainframe hard drive. What if I tell you that your body is really a hard drive for the source? Like, let's say if we got a computer, right? We put in the hard drive, we can put memory in that hard drive, right? We put memory in the cell, So this is the cell that we're trapped in. The cell has 6 sides associated with it, which is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. All right, operating from the cube, and that was the carbonated structure that created our beings as physical entities. All right, but listen. But what I'm sharing with y'all is that this great chain is a chain of command. It's a command key in order to open this hard drive. All right. So now it says, and he laid hold of the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil of old, the Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. You know what's so deep? This 1,000 years was really one day. Some people thought, remember, because Satan is a god on earth. Remember, the end of the devil's rule was in the year 1999. Remember this. Look, the end of the devil's rule is 1999. All right. So remember 1999, which is 666 backwards or upside down, 1999. But remember, that's the same year that the Matrix movie dropped. And it dropped on what day, y'all? It's going to mess y'all head up. 3/31. It dropped on 3/31, 1999. That was a 131 right there, because March is the 3rd month and it has 1 through 31 days. So when I'm saying, you said that year I had my son, 1999. So that was the end of the devil's rule. But the devil had, he got placed in the bottomless pit. But remember, he was trapped for 1,000 years. That 1,000 years, or that one day, was only really 1 year, from the year 1999 to the year 2000. And then that's when Y2K dropped. That's when Y2K dropped, y'all. Come on, y'all. Listen, watch this. Watch this. Look at this. He bound them 1,000 years. That 1,000 years was just one day. It was from the year 1999, because they placed the devil in the prison, because that was the end of his rule. But he was just cast in a prison for that time. All right. So they cast him in the bottomless pit and shut him up. All right. And set a seal upon him, and that he should deceive the nations no more. Right. Because remember, it was a discrepancy with the computer. He was deceiving the nations. Right. Nobody could buy or sell without him. But he was deceiving the nations because all the computers had to be upgraded. Come on. It's getting really deep. So it says this, right? It says, and then they set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. All right, which was 2000. And then after that, he must be loose a little season. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of the Messiah, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or upon their hands. And they lived and reigned with the Messiah for 1,000 years. So that 1 year, it was peace. It was almost like peace for that 1,000 years. It was just 1 year. All right. It really was from the year 1999 to 2000. It was peace. It was such a peace. All right. I'm going to keep it real. And y'all know what I'm talking about, because a lot of the revolutionaries of old, they used to come out back then, in the year 2000. All right, to 2001. Okay, but it says, but the rest of the dead. But oh, let me say this to y'all: the image of the beast, they didn't worship the image of the beast, nor received his mark. Now, somebody say, well, what is the mark of the beast on their foreheads, and what is remember they had to buy and sell, and I'll get to that. That's a whole nother subject to be talking about. But I want to relate all of this to the heaven that's going to land on your mind, because in order to break out of the cube, you have to let the heaven land on your mind. See, many people think New Jerusalem, you said, when you say, I swear you go deep, that put my mind in places and rooms that makes me think harder. Thank you, sis. Yo, I'm gonna blow your mind with everything that I'm about to drop today. Man, I'm about to blow your mind. Yo, look at this. Look at this. So it says, and they look. And we on verse 8 of chapter 20 of book of Revelations. It says this, and shall it says, and when 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed again out his prison, and shall go out and deceive the nations. I told you, after the year 2001, he was released. He was released from prison. Man, yo. Listen, to deceive the nations again. Look at this. And then it says this. It says, and they went up. Oh. This verse 8. And shall go up and deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea. Man. Wow. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. You know what's so deep about this verse is because, people aren't accepting religion anymore. People aren't accepting what they gave us as the narrative of, what God is. You look at people; they are so many spiritualities out of here. You can't name them all. There's so many of them, because people embrace the universe in their own way, in their own direction, but still find God in some way. All right? But hear me out, though. That's what I'm saying. Now, watch how deep it goes. Watch how deep it goes on this. It says this, verse 11. We at 2011. Hear me out now. We at 2011. Now, we went through all that stuff. The year 1999, Matrix dropped. All of that. Y2K, 2000. I explained that in the book of Revelations right here. I explained all of that. I explained how the devil, it was the end of his rule. You might say, how was it the end of the devil's rule? Because they only count 6,000 years from the birth of Adam. They say 2,000 years to Adam to Moses, and then they count from 4,000 years from Moses until now. All right? Or Jesus, excuse me. Jesus, 2,000 years, and then they count 4,000 years between Moses and Adam. They say 4,000 years between Moses and Adam, and 2,000 years between Jesus and Moses. I'm just saying. That's why I said it was the end of the devil's rule. All right. So anyhow, and the Matrix movie proved it, because it brought in a consciousness that no one knew about. Like, it extended your consciousness. It made you think differently. Nobody thought like that until that movie dropped, because it wasn't a movie at all. It was a documentary of life. Yo, man, don't you know If you look at the Messiah, right? Some positions of the Messiah, like the upgraded body of the Messiah, what you notice, like you might got the director, you might got the actor, the photographer. They're all prophets. The director is a prophet. You like what? Yo, man, this will blow your mind. What if I tell you when you see the upgraded body of the Messiah, you see various versions through the 50s. These are your falling stars. These are your fallen stars. All through the 50s, what? All of them represent all the fallen stars that took the position of the fallen stars. But these became prophets as well because some of them directors be telling you so much truth. The only way they can tell it to you is through a movie because they are trying to silence them. They are trying to quiet the truth. They are trying to quell the truth. So, yeah, a director had to be a prophet. You thought he was a director, but he was a prophet. You thought a photographer was a photographer just taking pictures. No, he was or she was a prophet showing you something. And what I'm telling you in that movie, it was a documentary. It wasn't what you thought it was. All right? It was something to open your mind, so you can see something else. All right? So you can see the truth, the real truth of what's going on. If anything, I can tell you with all my heart. I'm telling y'all from all my heart, everything, man. Listen, watch how deep this go because now it's 2011. You said, I remember 2011. Yo, that was a good year. It was a year. Everything was going crazy for me. And I was at a fork in the road in 2011, right? Where I was about to make a choice because I knew 2012 was coming. 2012 was the end of the world. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a movie that that is a documentary of this with Tom Hanks, where it was aliens took over the world, but they took over the world where you didn't even know they took over the world. They just had it, and they had so many replicas of Tom Cruise that he just was like, wow. He didn't know he had to get out of a certain sector in order to find the clone of himself. That's deep. But what I'm telling you, the same thing happened in 2011 because, as predicted, 2012 was the end of the world as you know it, right before your eyes. And what you don't know, you are livestock. So you think in the Matrix, like, oh man, Lamel, we not plugged in right now. Like, Lamel, where's the plug at? Where's the plug at for me to plug into the Matrix? It's not plugged into the back of my head. What are you talking about? And I'm gonna tell you, I beg to differ, because they don't need to plug in with you with wires. They can plug into you remotely. They can plug into you remotely. They don't need no why would you need wires? That's old. That's old system data. That's old hardware. They plug into you remotely. Isn't that crazy? That's something that I need y'all to know. So I'm gonna move forward on this. But look, it says this. Watch this. Revelations chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. That's guilt. That's the people guilt tripping for what they've done. Yeah, you know what it is. Look at this. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open. And another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of the things which were written in the books according to what? Their works. So a lot of people say, man, Christ died for our sins. Stop lying. Y'all can act like y'all can do everything, go on a crusade and kill nations of people. You can't do that and represent the Messiah or represent or whatever that you can't. Look at this. You're judged by the works. You're judged by the works. That's what it said. The books was open. I told y'all, when y'all come out of the matrix, where do y'all go? Y'all go into the book, which is the rectangular prism. That's the next level. And once you utilize the rectangular prism to break out, you use the tetrahedron, which is the cornerstone, to break out of the rectangular prism, which is the book. You see this right here? This is nothing but a rectangular prism. It is an elongated version of the cube. It is when they elongated the cube, and it's a door that you walk through. I'm trying to tell y'all, all of this stuff is so heavy on your brain, it'll blow you. Yo, look at this. It says this. Yo, remember this. 2012. Remember I told y'all it was the end of the world? Remember I told y'all it was the end of the world in 2012? Look at this. That was Revelations chapter 12. It's chapter 20, verse 12. That was the year 2012. It says this. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. Yeah, it was judgment day for us. It was judgment day for us at that point. And we were given a way to extend our life. Because you know why? We should have already learned the lessons on how to live forever on this earth. But we have been so famished in a way, and so in a state of malaise. We are in a state of malaise. If anything, I can tell you, go look that word up. Yo, man, we were given a second chance because that's when they gave us IPv6 in the year 2012 on June 6th. On June 6th, I'm going to show y'all that. June 6th, 2012, right? They dropped IPv6. You know what that means? Get on the internet, right? In order to get on the internet, you need an IPv address. You need an address. It's space. It's a space to exist in. So you need an address. Just like when you came in this world, your body and the number that you dialed in on with your body is the address. That's the address. So in order to get on the internet, you need an address as well. So what happened is they ran out of addresses. So now they had to keep on recycling addresses by something called network address translation protocol, where they recycle addresses over and over again, and nobody owns these addresses. You need the address, because the only thing that they cannot shut down is the internet. That's the only thing that they can't shut down as of now. How are they going to shut down the internet? You tell me. What, they're going to blow all the satellites out of the sky? They're going to take all the wires out of the water? They can't shut the internet down. It has become a living, autonomous entity of its own. So you can exist in the grid. And the only way to exist in the grid is you need an address that can support that. And that's when they dropped IPv6 on June 6th, 2012. If anything, I can share with you. All right. So it says this. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works, like I said. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. I told you it was the end of the world. Y'all didn't know it. It happened so fast, and it happened so painful. Like, imagine this. You know how you have a pain so much, so strong, that you'll just be unconscious for it. Like if your mind can't take the pain like that, what will happen? Your mind will automatically shut down. Now imagine this. If the whole world was totally destroyed, imagine how y'all would feel during the course of that. Your mind would shut that shit down because it would be so painful. You would literally go unconscious. This was the real Terminator. This is the real Terminator movie in real life. All of us that are here right now at 2012, we automatically shut down. Our minds shut down and put ourselves in a cube to protect ourselves. I'm trying to tell you. Or they put us in a cube to protect us. But that cube is discipline. It's discipline for us to learn how to get out because we destroyed ourselves. If anything, I can tell you, humans destroyed themselves. Sorry. Humans destroyed themselves. And what happened was y'all got put in a box of protection so y'all can know how to discipline yourself to protect yourself from the fire. Because the fire is all around you. It is. If anything, I can tell you, telling you that with love. Watch this because it goes to the next verse, what I just said. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. And this was the second death. And whosoever was not written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Y'all hear me? Look at this. So now watch this. It's gonna get crazy deep. Because when we talk about the mothership lands on your mind. It lands on your mind. It lands on your heart as well. If anything, I can tell you. It lands on both. Excuse me. All right? The mothership. It lands on both of these things. All right? It lands on your mind. And when it lands on your mind, you know, it has to land on your heart as well. All right? So let me further explain. Look at this. Revelations chapter 21. It says this. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Didn't I tell you the earth was destroyed? I told you. But the pain was so strong. It was like everybody in the world, the pain was so strong, everybody shut down. And we called upon God all at once. Man, I'm gonna prove it. Watch this. I'm gonna prove it. We destroyed ourselves in 2012, and all of us called upon God at once. And that power was so magnificent, it put us in a box of protection so we didn't destroy the earth, so the earth would be preserved. But we've been in a matrix. We've been in loops for thousands of years. We've been in this loop for thousands of years. If anything, I can tell y'all, that's how we got in this matrix. That's how we got in the box. All right? It was a way to seal ourselves, a way to protect ourselves, and some may call this somewhat of a void now. Because what I told you, man, I told y'all something so strong. Man, I told y'all something strong, so strong. If y'all paid attention to the lesson, it would have took y'all to the next level. I told y'all, I said, man, when you amplify a signal into the universe, you don't modulate the signal with frequency. It's the intent that's inside you that you feel generates the signal because it's energy in motion. You hear me? So imagine if the whole world is united on one thought. We do not want to die. We do not want to destroy ourselves forever. And that's what happened and put us in this box from 2012 to protect us. And the only way we can get out of it is through this. It's through your mind. But your heart got to be in the right place as well. Because you'll see you have to get out of you have to make it through the fire. If you break out of the box, you're going to go through the fire in order to be purified. All right. So, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Why do you need a new heaven and a new earth? Because it says this: for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more sea. And John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. What I always told y'all, I said God is the experience, didn't I? Don't get too wrapped up in superficial about all this stuff. Don't get too spooky. Look at this. God is the experience. So when it said, yeah, God, the tabernacle of God is with men, because God is the experience and will dwell with them. Yes, God is the experience and they will be his people. God is the experience and God himself shall be with them. God is the experience and be their God, because God is the experience. What else you want me to say? You want to wrestle with me? You can go ahead. But it says this: why is there a need for a new heaven and a new earth? Because the first earth and the first heaven was destroyed. The heaven you thought you was going to, you wasn't going there. It was gone. It's destroyed. The earth was destroyed. Look at this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Quran. I'm gonna take y'all to Quran chapter 55 verse 27. 127, right? Let me see if I can look that up real quick. I want to show y'all something. Quran 55 127. I don't know if y'all got a Quran, but it's cool. My fault. Yo, this is some stuff, man. My fault. It's Quran 51:25. Let me see if that's it. 51:25. I want to show y'all something. 51:25. See if I can pull it up. It talks about Muhammad, right? When he took his journey, right? From the Masjid Aram to the Masjid Al Aqsa, right? One was in Mecca, and one was in New Jerusalem or Jerusalem. But you gotta pay attention to this. Masjid Aqsa, they say, was erected in the year, like between the year like 17, like in the 700s or whatever, like 100 years after Muhammad basically had allegedly had a flight, because they said he took a night flight from Mecca into Jerusalem, right? But this is when they say Dar Islam landed on him, all right, or the mothership, because they said he utilized a vehicle that was composed of 7 different creatures in order to get in order to get to the masjid in New Jerusalem. Some think that this was a alien ship or a UFO of sort, but I beg to differ. It was really himself. It was really the consciousness that landed on his mind. All right, because Aqsa just means to go afar. That's all it means. It comes from the word akasa, which means to go afar. So when they talk about Masjid Aqsa, they're not really talking about a physical place at all. They're talking a place that he went in his mind. If anything, I can tell you, you know. So yeah, Dar Islam is the same thing. Even in Ezekiel, you go into Ezekiel 43, 43 chapter 2, when they talk about the noise in the great waters. That water, the rushing water, is the spiral of the water, because the water takes the shape of your vessel, what you got to realize. But the way the water moves, it moves in that spiral motion. It moves in that spiral motion. All right. So another thing is, just moving forward on Revelations chapter 21, it says this. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of God. I was talking about that. But I wanted to talk about this new heaven and the new earth, because look at this. I want to show y'all something. If you go into what is this? There 11 verse 12. 11 verse 12. Look at this. I got something for y'all. Matthew 11 verse 12. Watch this. This is gonna blow y'all mind. I'm gonna put it in the comment section for y'all. It's gonna blow your mind. It says this. It says, look, and from the days of the John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Huh? How can the violent go into heaven? How can people break into heaven? From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. What kingdom they talking about? The kingdom of your mind. That's your kingdom of heaven. And keep it real. That's the real kingdom of heaven. All right. So look at this. And he said unto me, it is done. I am the Alpha and Omega, the 131, the beginning and the end. Because if I ask y'all to pick a number between 1 and 31, your birthday is somewhere in there. That's the beginning and the end, 131. All right? Look at this. He said this. This is so deep. I'm the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, right? I will give unto him that thirst of a fountain of water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. And look at this. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and the whoremongers, the sorcerers, the idlers, my fault, and the liars shall have their part in a lake of fire, which burneth with fire and brimstone. All right, man, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, and I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit unto the great high mountain, and showed me the great city, New Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. Pay attention to this. Descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was what? What did it say? And her light was like a stone of most precious. Having, what did it say? Yeah, it's describing a woman. Look at this. Having the glory of God, and her light was unto the stone most precious, even like unto jasper stone, clear as crystal. And all and had a wall great and high. This is how deep it goes, because this is 12:12, right? This is 21:12. Reversal. You know what I mean? Shout out to my 12:21s. I love you, you love me, me as we. But it says this, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and the gates of the 12 angels, and the names of their of written names written therein, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right. Now I explained this before. Along with the 12 tribes of Israel, you won't find Dan. Why? If Dan was a part of the original tribe, why isn't he a part of the 12 that's chosen? Because those are the judgmental people. Dan means to judge. All right, this a perfect example. All right, we don't judge each other. We don't do that. Not for that. You know what I mean? You're gonna judge yourself at the end of the day. I'm gonna keep it real. It says, all right, so it describes it. It says, on the east, 3 gates, on the north, 3 gates, on the south, 3 gates, and on the west, 3 gates. That's 12, right? And on the wall of the city had 12 fountains, and them were the names of the apostles of the Lamb, who is El, right? So it says this, and he that walked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof, and the city lieth 4 square. This is why I told y'all, pay attention. Pay attention. This is the cube right here. This is the city that they talking about. This was the heaven. This was all that protected us from the destruction, from our own destruction. That's why I told you Saturn means discipline. Yeah, because we got to prove ourselves worthy for the rest of the universe. The only way we can talk to aliens, or we want to talk to creatures outside of this plane, we got to prove ourselves worthy. And the only way we can do that is with love. We got to show that we got all love with us, in us. And that's what we abide by. If that's not the case, then we're not going to move on to the next level in our species. We not. Let me keep it real. So this is something I need y'all to pay attention to, because when I talk about the cube, they ask who put us in the cube. I'm going to tell you who put us in the cube. The 24 elders put us in the cube. All right? The 24 elders put us in the cube to protect us. Look at this. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it just with math. Look at this. So I told y'all the cube, right? It had 12 lines to create the cube. The 12 lines represent the bars, but the 12 lines represent the 12 gates. Those 12 gates have 144 locks attached to them. All right? And then what's so deep is with the cube, you got six sides, right? I explained what the 6 sides represent. I said that 6 sides represent the cell. It represents the carbonated cell. It's the walls that we're trapped in, or the laws that we're trapped in. Because you spell wall backwards is law. All right? I said that. And then I broke it down. I said, man, look, it's another number that you got to think about, which are the vertices, because that's where the angels speak to us. The angels speak to us through the vertices. All right? because you are moving at X, Y, Z, all three in one, far as that direction. If X is this way and um Z is this way, Y is that way. So imagine this: when you move in X, Y, Z all at the same time. All right, and that's what it's all about. So 131. So now you connect up with the angle, which is the angel, because phonetically, angel is angle. But that is the niche. Remember when the Messiah said, I'm the cornerstone. The cornerstone is the niche. That's the same thing when they say the beard. When they talk about the matrix in Exodus chapter 13:12, how they talk about they pulling us out of the matrix through the angle, and that was the angels, and that's why the light shines to us through a prism. I showed y'all that one too. But look, hear me out. So you said 12 times 6 times 8 because you got 8 vertices, and the 8 is where you meet. It's where you meet the angels at the number 8, because that number 8 is infinity. All right? That's the what they call the octahedron. The octahedron is the number 8, because some think that the pyramid in Giza is a pyramid. No, it's an octahedron. It's an octahedron. That's the first step. All right, that's the first step. But you got the number 8. So guess what all these things equal? It's going to blow your mind. That's why I told you the math is 576. Look at this. So if you calculate the cube, right? And then you do the math on the cube, what you notice is that 12 times 6 times 8 equals 576, right? Y is 24 times 24, which is 24 squared, right? Equals what? 576. Now, we can play with the numbers if you want. We can really play with these numbers if you want to play with them. But I can do this all day and connect all of this stuff up through the numbers. The 24 elders are judges. They are the ones that proceed over us. They watch over us. They put us in the cube to protect us because we destroyed ourselves. All right? We destroyed ourselves, man. We still destroying ourselves. And we still ain't got it. We still ain't learned. So that's 576. 24 times 24. It's the same digits as this. 12, the dimensions of the cube. And I didn't plug in any numbers except for the only numbers that we had here. So that 12 represent the 12 zodiac signs, but it also represent the 12 hours of day and night, because you got to be fruitful and multiply to see these things. You don't add to the word, but God told you to be fruitful and multiply. Remember that. He told you in the book of Revelations, don't add or subtract from my word, right? So don't add and subtract. But in Genesis, what did he tell you? He said, yo, be fruitful and multiply. And nobody heard what was going on. All right. But I want to share with y'all some thoughts that will take you to the next level for you to see these things in another way. So be fruitful and multiply. And know that this is the way to get out. This is the way to get out of this cube. The 24 elders put us in a cube to protect us from ourselves. And they watch over us each hour in order to see who wants to tap into the higher force. Who wants to go into a higher state of consciousness. They proceed over that time. And you have to be willing to allow yourself to be a vessel, to be here on this earth. And that isn't easy. because you got to remember you're still physical, even though you are having a spiritual experience. You got to remember the laws that you're dealing with. These are still laws. The physical world deals with laws. All right. That's why I brought y'all to the fact that a wave condenses and becomes a physical object. But until you observe it, it's still a wave. Now you can become a wave and spiral yourself out of this cube and connect up to who you need to connect up to. All right. So let me see. I'm gonna build on this chapter. Look at this. So, oh, watch this. I wanted to give y'all this too because um it gave it to y'all in Revelations 21:16, but right, 21:16 is really 216 equals 6 times 6 times 6. They're all equal. I'm trying to tell you. I took y'all to Revelations chapter 21, right? 16. But 21:16 is really 216 because the two ones are really one. I see two ones. No, I see one because both of them are one. But I see two other numbers that are different. I see a 2, a 1, and a 6. That's how you decode it. This is how you decode things, and you see it in another direction. You say, man, it's 21:16. No, it's not. It's 216. Because 216, I only see a 2, I only see a 1, and I only see a 6. So 6 times 6 times 6, which is 666, equals 216. All right. So what I'm telling you is that it was some sort of battle going on that freed you. It was the battle with self. All right. That captured you as well. All right. And this was that carbonated cell of 666. Because when I shared it with you, I told you that 666 represents the lower state of man. Because it's the carbonated cell. It's not nothing to be fly to be running around and say I'm 666. Nah. It's a lower state. We spiral with our consciousness out of the cell. That's the cell right there. That's the cell block. All right. So let me read a little bit more from the book of the cube. Just read a little bit more. All right. My fault. Wow, this is going crazy. Thank you for everybody tuning in. I really appreciate your time. Watch this. I got some more stuff for y'all. More stuff for y'all, man. So when you read in the cube book, it says this. It says, all right. I'm gonna read from verse 3. It said, light itself is spirit, but once it is slowed, you hear me? Listen, light itself is spirit, but once it is slowed, collapsed, and boxed by thought, it hardens into matter. Matter is the spirit collapsed by what? Belief. All right? The ancient law is clear. Matter equals wave times observation. Without the observer, the wall does not stand. Spirit, when pure, vibrates beyond form. But when it condenses into the flesh, it is sealed into an envelope, a skin, a blood temple, a DNA spiral. All right? Which is the double helix. All right. But we're tapping into the third helix. Now it says this. It says that envelope can either be a vessel for awakening or a coffin for your mind, which is another square. Look at this. The blood is a living, is the living prism. It is the crystal through which the solar codes, the light codes are refracted into your perception. Blood is not merely liquid, it is crystallized plasma saturated with what? Hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds that echo the structure of the chromosphere of the sun. Now, I'm gonna tell you, with them hydrogen bonds, you gotta remember the body is mostly composed of hydrogen. So when you breathe oxygen a certain way, you actually you ignite the hydrogen ladder, all right? Because that's the first mode of tapping into the etheric self. So now watch this. It says this: you are the sun. You and the sun are connected through hydrogen, through the same spirals, through the same atomic songs. When light from the sun enters your body, it should move freely, refracting beautifully through your blood into new awareness. But when the light is blocked by what? Watch this: pollution, by false ideas, by broken atmospheres, the envelope remains heavy and compressed. The cube, therefore, is not outside of you, it is inside your blood, inside your chromosomes, inside your breath. It is not only physical, it is photochemical, controlling how light itself structures your DNA, how thought is transmitted through hydrogen bonds. The fallen ones terraformed the atmosphere on purpose. They broke the hydrogen canopy that once relayed universal light directly into your cells. Now, instead of spiraling freely, you live under compressed light, fragmented into broken colors, heavy elements, and distorted emotions. Come on now. The three dimensions of the cube, what you must escape are what? The first dimension, matter, which is the solid agreement. This is a wall. The second dimension is mind, acceptance of the vision. I am inside. It is outside. The third dimension is time, which is linear. What they gave us a linear sequence. I must move step by step inside the box. No, you got to spiral out of it. All right. To free yourself, you must unbind your spirit from these three folds. You must learn to bend space, mind, and time. All right. Law of wave and freedom. And then I break this down. If you stop, go this. This is the equation. Matter equals wave times the observer. So if you stop collapsing the wave into fixed, if you stop collapsing the wave into fixed objects, the object softens. You hear me? So this is when they talk about a lot of times Oracle explains this. I like how she explains it on her broadcast. She be like, yo, if you believe this stuff, like whatever, you can make it into, you can solidify it into an object because you believe it. You think it to be real. And as you think it to be real, it needs a place to go. So where is it going to go? It's going to solidify somewhere, and it can solidify in your life in some sort of way. So yeah. So if you stop collapsing the wave into fixed objects, the object softens. That's what I'm talking about right there. And it says this: the law of light, law of light flow. So consciousness equals light times breath. Remember, I was telling y'all that earlier. I said, well, what you breathing in? You breathing in consciousness. And then I also explained how the sun is emitting light. I mean, thought, not light. All right. You think it to be light, but it's thought. All right. So it says this: as you breathe with intention, you amplify your energy field, your pranayama, your qigong, and also the ancient solar breathing, which is an ancient solar breathing, all tap into the same law, which are, the martial arts. If you notice with the martial arts, it's many people that embrace certain martial arts and techniques all involve the idea of breathing a certain way. Breath is very important. Even God himself in the Torah is called El Yahayu, which means the ever living, but that same Hayu means breath. All right. So it says this, the law of the spiral, my fault. It says the law of the spiral, escape, freedom, consciousness, hydrogen bond, DNA, repatterning. The more you rise your hydrogen resonance, the more your DNA uncoils and respirals, restoring your ability to project beyond fixed reality. So proofs is hydrogen bonds in DNA govern the twist helix. All right. Light codes transmitted through hydrogen determine DNA activation levels. Pollution, negative frequencies like TV, radio, and fear media block out solar hydrogen instructions. Thus, heal your blood, purify your prism, strengthen your breath, amplify your field, restore your DNA. What? Retune your holographic access. How to escape practically. I'm going to explain it. All right, 1, breath discipline. Practice conscious solar breathing. Inhale through the nose, drawing in solar codes. Exhale through the mouth, releasing stagnant codes. Remember, I was telling you that earlier. I always talk about that as a way to exercise, to exercise your mind in a way, to exercise how to move through reality. Just breathe in and out. And as you breathe in, what are you doing? You're breathing in the solar codes. You're inhaling the code so you can program reality. And you're exhaling, you're releasing stagnant codes, old programming, outdated software that you don't need. All right. So light absorption. So hear me out on this one. So expose your skin and blood to natural sunlight without fear. Morning sun, particularly to recharge the hydrogen bonds. Yes, I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. You're not gonna do this if you don't go out and get a little bit of sun. You need to get some sunlight in your life. All right. And as you're doing this, this is all a part of your meditation. This is all a part of how you connecting up with the universe in this way. All right. So your spiral thought, this is number 3. So your spiral thought, every thought must curve upward. Don't think in straight paths. Think what is hidden. What is the hidden dimension here? Like, for instance, don't think in a straight path like you say, man, I'm just trying to get A and B. No, you think, well, what am I going to learn from this? What am I here to learn from it? That's when you're spiraling because you're not moving straight. You think you're going to go, oh man, we're going to do this. Oh man, you know what? I'm going to just go get a house, or I'm going to just go get a car. Okay, that's cool. That's a straight line. Talk about, I'm going to go get a house. I'm going to go get a car. But what are you going to learn from that during the process? I'm going to go get this for her. I'm going to go get this for him. Well, what are you learning in the process? What are you learning? That's the curvature. That's the spiral. That makes you spiral, because when you come back into yourself. Excuse me. When you come back into yourself. All right? So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. All right? So blood purification. Let me talk about this. So you detoxify physical blood to sharpen and crystalline the crystal structure. Clean blood, clean prism, pure light, refraction. Okay, so it's many ways to clean the blood, and one of the most powerful ways to clean the blood is by fasting and drinking water. I can tell you a whole bunch of things that I can say. Y'all can say, man, I can eat this. I want to eat that. Sorry. I want to eat this and I want to eat that. No, I'm gonna keep it real. All you got to do is drink water and fast. When you drink water and fast, you can turn on the hydrogen ladder, or you can climb up the hydrogen ladder. All right. So detoxify the blood, clean the prism. Okay, pure light refraction. Now, correction. Let me talk about this. Turn off cube programming. That is the news, fear, gossip, survival thinking. Feed on high vibrational music, sacred words, natural sounds. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? In order to get out of the box, first of all, you got to turn off cube programming. The first TV looks like a cube. They programmed us through that first cube, right? They didn't stop just because they elongated the cube and made it a rectangle. They didn't stop programming us and putting us in a box. All right? Now hear me out. So look, it says, so yeah, turn off the cube programming, news, fear, gossip, survival thinking. Feed your on vibrational music, sacred words, natural sounds. All right. 6, DNA activation. Meditate on your DNA. That's your ancestors when I'm talking about that. Coils unfurling and spiraling outward into new helixes. All right. Speak to your blood. Call your ancient codes to awake. Let me say this real quick. I'm just to speak on it. Yo, that spiral, when we talk about the spiral, it's also the DNA. When I'm doing all of that and you see me doing this, the techniques far as symmetry, all of that, it's energy. These are energies. They say, well, how do you do that? These are energies that I see. I see these energies. That's why I move with them like that, because it's something I can see and feel. I can feel the wind. I can feel what's around me. I'm one with it. But I know how it moves. It doesn't move like no. You just went through it in a straight line. You move linear instead of moved in a curvature nature. And what you do is, when I'm doing this, I'm building up energy, because as I'm doing it, I'm breathing in. And I can show you a technique that you can start from in order to begin with this. So the first technique I'm going to show y'all in order to spiral or symmetry is, you do your bow, all right? But the first technique is you got to have your feet straight, right? Parallel like this. All your toes are straight like that to the ground, like this, like you looking that way. That's where your toes are. All right? So that's the first thing. You know about the parallel lines. Okay? But you utilize those lines to bring you to the spiral. So the first thing you learn with the spiral is, or symmetry, should I say, is you hold your hands like this. Okay? You saw your feet like that. Now you can take one toe and slide it forward like this. So now, instead of having your toes like this, your feet like this, you got one toe like that. All right? At a 45-degree angle. This is spiraling. So now, since you're like that, what you're going to do is, you're going to do a simple thing. Just rotate your hands like this. All right? I want you to rock back and forth, forward and back. And what you do is just move your hands as well. This is how you can tap into the energies. You tap into the energies like that. So now you got your hands, just go like that, but do it in a rhythmic nature, because that's how nature moves. It moves in a rhythm. So move with nature like that. And as you do that, I want you to be like you pulling on a rope almost. but you pulling towards the universe, you pulling towards God. All right. And as you do that, you can start to increase your techniques. And you start to feel and see where you need to go. I want you to breathe and feel what's in front of you. Feel what's around you. Feel what's around you. Feel what's in you. This is the way that we pray. I'm gonna tell you, in Tawalu, this is the way that we pray to get ourselves out of the cube. All right? So I want you to breathe and move. Breathe and move. In your nose, out your mouth. In your nose, out your mouth. And move. And allow the universe to guide you. It will guide you the way you need to be guided. It will guide you the way you need to be guided. And you'll feel the energies take you where you need to, it needs to take you. All right? But first start like that. First start like that. Okay? And just move with the universe. Allow it to take you where you need to go. And just move with rhythm. And then you'll add your chants to it. You know? And you can keep it simple with the vowels. Because you might say, ah, ah. And then you letting out. You feel me? E. You can start with vowels. You don't have to utilize the consonants or the constellations. You utilize the vowels to tap into the constellations or the consonants. So it's oh. That's how you crack in the cube. All right. So I'm gonna end it with that. This was an interesting broadcast. I want to say thank you for everybody that came in. Thank you for your time. I really hope a couple people got something from this discussion. It really was great. I'm gonna say this. We got a new book, The Cube. It is out. You can get it from Amazon if you want. On Kindle, it's $3.33. Thank you, Brother Justin. You can get it from Amazon. Thank you, sis. I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for sticking around for the discussion. It really was good. Now you know what I got for y'all. You know what I got for y'all now, right? I got something special, man. And all I gotta say is I really want y'all to keep your head up through every challenge or whatever. But most of all, I really want y'all to be strong. Here we go. So we're gonna get out of here. I got an outro. Come on, here we go. Let's do this.
Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world.
I want to say shout out to the Messiahs. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate y'all. You know, I really appreciate the love. I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate your time. All right, we're gonna run this song, man. You know what it is. Turn it up wherever you at. Turn it up. Shout out to everybody. I love y'all.
Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out.
Peace to the Messiahs. Put something in the comment section, man. Come on, y'all. I want y'all to have a great night. Come on.
Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out.
Save it.
The world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out.
So I'm gonna do one more thing before I get off. I'm gonna do a reading, right? I'm gonna do one stone. I'm gonna pick one stone. This is going to be a universal reading for anybody that's left on here. For anybody that's left on here, I'm gonna do a universal reading for all of us. I'm gonna choose from the purple pill. If you would like a reading, just say yes, yes, I would like, or just put yes in the, or put one in the comment section. If you would like a reading, just put one. All right. And if you would like a reading, I'm gonna do a prayer for you, and then we're gonna do a reading as well. We're gonna do a reading as well, and I really hope everything is great for everyone here. So Larkeisha said yes. I love you, Larkeisha. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. Shout out. Shout out. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for sticking with the code, with the Messiah code for so long too. I really appreciate it. Brother Justin, he's been here for years. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Everyone. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Mel, for coming by. Thank you, Sister Angela, for years. Thank you. Thank y'all. For real. And y'all know every time I always do my best to give y'all what I can give y'all. So I'm gonna do 2 readings. I'm gonna do readings for 2 people or 3 people because myself is included. So if you would like a reading, just put one. This would be for you as well. Because I would ask you to participate with the breath ceremony. We're just gonna breathe in and we're gonna have clarity, and then we're gonna move forward, and then I'm gonna pick one stone. Okay? And when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in what's the good things, the things that you truly want in life, and breathe out what you don't need. But I want you to also, I want you to think about the situation, the question that you want to ask the ancestors. I want you to think about it. Just say about this, about that, about whatever. All right? Hear me out. Say it about this, about, you can say about today, about tomorrow, about this love, about him, about her, about whatever. I want y'all to say that. And then we'll proceed. But I want you to take a couple breaths. I'm gonna put on some music and we're gonna take a couple breaths and yeah. I want y'all to breathe. Just breathe. Breathe, and when you got to clear, when your mind is clear, just put clear in the comment section. And I'm gonna pull the stone when everyone is clear. I got one for you. Okay, I'm waiting for Larkeisha. I'm waiting for Larkeisha and Oracle Mother Yanis, Lamel. I'm waiting for y'all to be clear. I'm gonna wait for about 20 more seconds. I'm gonna wait for 20 more seconds. After 20 more seconds, I'm gonna pull the stone. All right. All right. So I'll begin. I'll do it. I'll pull the stone. And we'll move forward. Wow. You know what's so deep? The last time we broadcast, we picked the reverse of this. But now we picked the regular stone. This stone is called sapphire. I'm gonna put it on the count. Put it up here. It's really what's heaven coming down to earth. All right. I want to share with y'all. Very special. This is a very special stone. So this is coming from Master Key application 444. Let me put this stone real quick. Couple seconds. Thank you for everybody that chose Opil. I really appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna share some divine wisdom, divine insight. I hope you can utilize this information in your life for what's going on at this point. Everybody had their own question. Everybody had their own question, but everybody will also receive their own answer. Even though I'm going to share some words with you today, everybody will find their own answer in the words that I will share with you tonight. All right? Because everybody had their own personal question that they were seeking the universe to guide them. All right? So, again, You know, it's guidance. We have the 24 elders. They're watching over us. They're watching over our steps. They're helping us through trial and tribulation and moving us through certain situations so we'll be able to escape the cube. All right. So one thing is we can't box ourselves in any type of reality that they trapped us in. We have great potential. Potential is potent. All right. So this is the stone that we pulled today. It's called Saphor. Okay. I put it up on the screen for you. Y'all see it? Saphor. This is the stone that we pulled today. All right. So Saphor. So Saphor is the symbol of sacred movement. Let me start from the beginning. Journey, communication, reunion. Codex, initiate of soul travel, divine union, and the witness within. Now, for everybody that said clear, I want everyone to think of your question that you said clear on. When I'm addressing you, I'm addressing you. It's nobody in the room but you, in the room of your mind. So I want you to think about your question when I'm sharing these thoughts. All right? So it says this. It says, Saphor is the symbol of sacred movement, of the soul's quiet path towards union. It governs communication, atonement, and the spiritual reunion of what was once divided. This is not a journey of location, it is a journey of essence. What is above and what is below are approaching each other, not by force, but by inner readiness. Y'all hear that? Now it says, this approach comes from within, from the heart of your own self, not from what? Circumstance. The reunion is divine, but it begins with sentiment, a deep feeling for the sacred. Y'all hear me? The prayer for this journey is simple and eternal. Ya Shel, Ya Tawalu. Ya Tawalu Tarum. Excuse me. Ya Tarum, Ya Tawalu. Ya Kum, Ya Tawalu. So a prayer of peace, healing, and prelude to transformation. When this symbol appears, ask not how to move, but what is right action. The rest will follow. All right? Once right action is known, let it move through you without effort, without resistance. You hear that? Let it move through you. Even in stillness, forward motion is occurring. Avoid forcing what is meant to emerge. This journey is about unobstructed union, but the union of heaven and earth cannot be rushed. This is a personal path. Do not seek strength in numbers. Walk it even if no one else understands. Trust your own process. This symbol says, continue the quest. Your return is already written. Then I gave you the Codex source map references and alignment. And these are runic correspondence, which is Radho and Ansuz and Gibo, which is the journey, soul travel, and cosmic rhythm. And then also communication, divine inspiration, sacred language. And then you got Gibo, which is union, exchange, energetic atonement. And then you have planetary associations, which is Mercury, communication, soul navigation, message within motion. And then the moon of this stone is emotional clarity, sacred memory, intuitive reunion. And it also has a sun aspect to it. Inner identity, awakening to the divine alignment. So the numerology that is associated with it is 7 to 11. And I'll put this in the comment section for y'all to have it. So the 7 will deal with inner pilgrimage, hidden guidance. And then number 2 will deal with union of opposites, divine mirror. And then 11 is the spiritual pathway, dual flame, encoded purpose. All right. So all of these are aspects of what this stone is talking about. If anything, I can share with you. All right. And then another thing is I'll share with you the scripture, because you got spiritual scriptures that are associated with this stone. And I brought you to Genesis chapter 28:12. A ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. That's what I was talking about today. I was talking about that spiritual ladder. Wasn't I talking about it? Wasn't I talking about it? Talking about when heaven meets earth. Talking about all these things today. So I picked this stone for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. All right. Then it says this. It says Surah. That's in the Quran, 171. That's a 171. It says this: glory be to him who took his servant on a night journey. Was I not talking about Muhammad on a night journey today? That's why I said the stones are talking, but you talking too. We talking through each other. Was I not talking about Muhammad in the night journey? Didn't I say that? And it brought up the verse of the Quran. It brought up the verse of the Quran. The same verse that I wanted to bring up. Glory be to him who took his servant on a night journey. They talk about Muhammad when he went from Mecca to Jerusalem, to El Aqsa. And I told you to recap on the build that he didn't go to Jerusalem at all. He went to Dar Islam. Dar Islam is when the mothership landed on his mind and landed on his heart. So when they say he went to Masjid El Aqsa, he went someplace far. That place ain't far. Mecca ain't that far away from Jerusalem. I mean, if we was taking a car and if we was on a highway, it'd probably take us an hour or so. You get what I'm saying? So, or I don't know, you can say it, but you get what I'm saying? It's not that far away. It's not as far as it seems. All right. So that was relevant too. That really caught my eye. And it says, this path, this is not a path. It says, excuse me. It says, Matthew 6:10, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Wow. This is not, Messiah Code Wisdom. This is not a path you follow. It is a path you become. It is a path you become. So activation phrase for this: I walk inward, I speak with spirit, I reunite what I once believed was separate. You believed you were separate from God. At once upon a time, we were separate from these things. We're all connected. Like I'm separate from you because you far away. No, we're connected. We just connected each other through a breath. And right now, all of this is relevant to everybody's question. All of it's relevant to everybody's question. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I hope everyone enjoyed. And then the basic thing of this, remember, is the symbol of sacred movement, the soul's quiet path towards union. It governs communication, atonement. Also, it's a journey of location. It's not a journey of location. Remember that. It's the journey of essence. That's what I said. I said that with Muhammad, with Aqsa. It's the journey of essence. All right. So what is above and what is below is approaching each other, not by force, and not by circumstance. Remember that. Okay? It's through a sentiment of a deep feeling for the sacred. Remember that too. All right? So, these are the lucky numbers for today: 7, 2, and 11. 7 for the inner pilgrimage, hidden guidance. 2 for union of opposites, divine mirror, the magic stone codex. And then you got my fault. It didn't put the rest in there. 11. 11 is for actual for the spiritual pathway, a dual flame and encoded purpose. All right. So that's cool. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying up with me. I really appreciate it. 747 24/7, 361 degrees. Cool.